Welcome, everybody. We are doing another Monster Monday, or not a Monster Monday. We're preparing for a Monster Monday, but this, for now, is a Monster Mash. I am your host, BB Big Brother Jake, whatever you want to call me. I am the GM for our little test tonight, and the maker of the monster that will be featured.
Hi.
I'm also joined, as you just heard, by a couple test subjects, a couple players here that are going to help me portray the monster, or give me something to throw the monster at and demonstrate its capabilities. So, first off, we do have, since he was the first to speak up, we've got Blue. Blue makes the monsters in D&D 5e for me, at least most of them, not all of them. But he's a primary D&D 5e monster maker for the blog and the channel.
Yeah.
So, Blue, go ahead and introduce your character.
I am Blue, and I am coming into this game with as many dogs as possible. I am playing as the pack, and I am playing as the pack leader. And then I have my beta and my omega, which a beta is my smaller dog, and omega is my smallest dog, and he rides on my head.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Continuing with our group of... Continuing with the non-regulars, I suppose. Let's also go ahead and introduce Warren. Warren is a regular player of mine, and he used to join us semi-regularly, and he's getting back into it a little bit. What do you have for us this time, Warren?
I am bringing in Shen, who is a Strix monk. His home village was destroyed by mysterious forces while he was out, so he has taken on the pseudo undercover role of a traveling entertainer to try to collect information about who might have done this and eventually take his revenge. And he might have a lead today.
Whoa.
Awesome. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Next, you might have noticed, we are missing, in fact, two of our primary regulars. I would say our headliners of sorts. Shy and Decaf are not with us this time around. They have something else going on. But we do have some of the other regulars here. For example, we do have Dinnerman.
Well, hi, I'm playing, finally, the conquest that has been playing every class in Pathfinder ends today with Patricia, the Oracle.
Just in time for Battlecry to release.
Yep, just 3 more months. January, February, March, April, May, June. 3 more months, I was right. And then I'll have some new classes to play. But now I can build whatever I want. Granted, I always could, but I didn't. I'm playing a which one is it? Ancestors Oracle. I'm about to get possessed by a bunch of freaks, or I guess a bunch of dead people. I'm the freak. Hunger Seed. Cool horns. I like this art. That's it. About to throw some spells left and right.
Okay. Then, last but not least, we have Vorthus. Vorthus maybe we can call him a regular. He's a backup regular.
Yeah.
But Vorthus, you've been building characters from a specific series, and you've got another one for us this time around, pointing his pistol at
Indeed.
people. Who are we looking at here?
So I am playing Olivia Lindheim from Trails in the Sky, who is a human, noble, bard. And you'll notice, of course, he has a gun, so I'm using a dueling pistol, but he's a bard, straight up.
Okay. Excellent. So we've got a nice little party here. When I was originally told about the party composition, I was under the impression there would be 3 casters. I was apparently lied to.
Hey, I explained my reasoning.
But as the party travels along, you guys are approaching a bridge. And you are paused in your movement somewhat by the sound of music. Not the movie, but more...
So, are you saying the hills are alive with the sound of music?
Hold up, I got something for that.
Oh.
So, you hear a flute being played, and you see a robed figure with a grass cloak sitting in the middle of the bridge. And as he notices your approach, he puts away the flute. Hello. I do not mean to trouble you, but I would ask if you would do me the honor of facing me in combat. I have something I wish to test. And the figure in question looks like this.
Samurai.
Ooh.
I think
Is-
the pack. Oh, you first.
Is he supposed to have a token?
Not one that you can see yet.
Gotcha.
I think the pack will kind of look at everyone, just bark to see if everyone's cool with this, and then start drawing out his kukri with his teeth.
Yeah, the normal thing that dogs do. Shen will just sort of shrug and say, "If you want, old man, your funeral."
Wait, like all of us at once?
It is not a very wide bridge. We'll see how many of you can fit on it.
I'm a little wide.
But if you guys accept his request, we're going to go ahead.
Just say, "No, we're good." We'll turn around and walk away.
Yep. Go
Alright,
into combat
let's see.
state.
All
Okay.
right.
I prepare myself. Pack Omega and Beta all start growling. No.
Could I convince you into allowing a diplomacy for this initiative?
Sure.
Since we were talking to the guy.
Yeah, sure.
It's an entire +1, so big numbers.
That's rough, buddy.
Can I convince
Hey, you know what?
that I
Better than
go
a 17.
Can I convince that I go before Shen?
You guys can determine that yourselves. I believe in you.
Shen, I would like to go before you.
Are you going to cut off my access to the back line?
Oh, you're going to the back line?
It doesn't really matter who, but I am a marshal, so as long as I have access to being in melee with him.
I didn't even think about that. I was just going to jump over him.
Oh, that sounds sick as hell. Go first.
Okay.
Well, the person
I'm
who
a
will
ve-
actually be going first will be the Stormblade Duelist.
Holy fuck, that guy's fast. What the
So-
shit?
He will spend an action to stand up, getting out of his kneeling position. He will spend a second action to call out a challenge in the form of a demoralize, an intimidation check.
Mm.
I guess he sees that the wolf has a knife, so he
How
will
about
call out.
wielding it in my mouth?
So he'll call out the wolf. Does the wolf speak common?
The wolf does speak common, as does the little wolf on top of my head.
Okay, that means I
But
will
not the
be
regular
taking-
wolf.
That
No.
means I will not be taking a penalty on my intimidation check. This is going to go against your will DC. Action number 2. Here we go. Oof.
23.
Okay, so he
So,
fails.
fail.
He's a little unsure about calling out a wolf, so he doesn't quite land
I'm a big wolf.
the cry. He will spend his last action getting into a stance,
Ooh.
and that is his turn.
Ooh.
Olivier.
All right. Okay, so I think I will be, and I'm mostly just playing the loop for this. Let me double check. So, how about we start off with a casting of a courageous anthem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not there, so everybody knows how far it goes.
I mean,
Big aura.
Goodness
And-
gracious.
I'm almost fine with us not including it because I think we know it will get everybody.
Yeah,
I think yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna go further than the bridge.
Yeah.
It looks a little
Anyway,
garish.
Yep, and I'll use I'll delete it in a second. I'll go ahead and do lingering composition with it. Let's try that out.
Okay, so
Yay.
that's going to be DC 22 for your level.
Yep, and like I said, I'm using loot, and I have virtuistic performer with
Okay.
string.
Success.
Ooh,
Looks pretty good.
yeah, there we go. All right, so this little composition will last for 3 rounds.
Indeed. All right, that is all right, so that's one action, and why not? I'm gonna cast my last 2 actions, loot times arrow on all my allies.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
So all
Oh,
allies
fast,
are
fast.
quickened.
Only the double stride, but still.
Yep,
That's
that's
fine.
still pretty solid. Okay. Also, I should mention, I mentioned that he got into a stance. Main thing he did was he spread his feet out a little bit, took a very sort of like slow step backwards with his one leg, and placed his hand on the hilt of his blade. But that seems to be the extent of what he has done.
Yep. If you guys can drag quickened onto yourselves, as well as the
yeah.
effect from Courageous Anthem.
Yes. And then it will be Patricia's turn.
All right, Patricia is going to look at this creature within 60 feet,
He's a
and she
person.
will start hearing all of these. My head. What's the fucking? It doesn't matter. If anyone's ever seen fucking, what's the name of that show? Fright Crew. It's like Stanley when he touches something, and whoever the Loa gives him information as she uses whispers of weakness to. Oh, hold on. Whispers of weakness to automatically get its weaknesses and its lowest saving throw modifier.
I had never heard of this. I had to look it up real quick. Lowest saving
insane.
throw is Fortitude.
She'll go, this. I was about to say this creature, but this is just a person.
He is a person.
This man's body is not as hardy as he would like you to think. And then with the last, and now I am cursed, and you see her start not gyrating, but like jerking around as these ancestors try and take over her body, and she is now. Where is it?
Man, your level
Clumsy
1 curse bound is violent.
Oh yeah. Oh, here it is. Curse-bound 1. I could just do that. Does that give me clumsy?
Check your
It
stats.
does not, but that's fine. Clumsy. And then with my last 2 actions, Fortitude's the worst, huh?
I was gonna say it looks like it
Can't-
already adds clumsy.
Let
If
me-
you look under the eye for Cursebound, you see it's.
Oh, you're right!
Clumsy
That's-
one
well,
with like
that's
the link on it
fun.
because it's trapped
Yeah, it's a
there
little
until you get rid
chain.
of. Yeah, that means it's locked in until you get rid of a different condition.
You know what, Foundry?
Nice.
You're all right.
You know, Fadji, sometimes
They
You're
they
right.
might know. I think the guys at Foundry might know what they're doing.
I feel like they know what they're doing.
maybe.
That's touch. I ideally will not be anywhere near him. All of these fortitude things
Oh,
are 30
also-
feet.
Also,
ahead.
he has no weakness.
Guys, he has no weakness. We should run. I will use my quickened action. It's stride or step, right? Yeah, because I can move a little bit closer. She will move here, so he is within 30 feet. And then with her final 2 actions, fortitude, 30 feet.
Wait, wasn't Whispers of Weakness one action and then Stride?
It is 1. Yes, striding. I've times
Oh,
arrow
right,
is
the
loosed on
quickened.
me.
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
I will target him, and I will hit him with a good old fashioned. That one's. Now let's start off light. We'll start off light with a little void warp.
Okay,
Hmm.
here we go. Success.
Okay. Take this half damage. Oh wow, 3 4s. Good lord.
Nice. I bet he'll take half
Alright,
of
That's
it.
that's
He
4
flinches
actions.
slightly, but does not break his stance. His gaze focused and steely as a blade likely in a sheath.
Wow, he's built different.
That should bring us to Pack.
Hi. All right. Pack's going to do a lot of things because I'm a fucking pack. So, first off, I'm going to use my quickened action to go here, I believe. It's either... Okay. This is just the initial movement. I might move one more square, but if I jump to here from here, would that be enough? Or like
You would need
if I jump 15 feet, or do I have to go one more square to jump 15 feet? I want
You
the
have-
DC to be as low as possible.
to go from where you are right now. So I mean that is 15 feet, but you would be in his space. You would have to jump a total
Yeah.
of 20 feet.
Okay, so then I will move one more square up, and like I'm not using 2 actions, but I'm using 1 action to stride, which is my quickened action, and then I'd like to jump with quick jump.
Okay.
And since I have powerful leap, I already have a horizontal and vertical increase of 5. So
All right.
I'm going to assume I
He's
can
going
make
to
the
trigger
distance, but
his
I have to make
reactive
that.
strike.
Oh fuck!
So I'm gonna roll a number here, and then we're gonna add
Yeah.
2 to it because of a
Sure.
certain thing he might have in place.
Hell yeah, hit me.
And I think he's gonna go for a 2-handed draw on this one.
Obliterate. Ooh. Oh wait,
Uh,
just hits.
With a +2, that is in fact going to hit. So his blade, faster than you can track, it flashes almost like lightning, slitting across your belly, and dealing 15
Ow.
slashing damage.
Do you want me to mark that or you?
You take that.
Oop. Ow. Oh fuck! I don't know why I gave it to Omega. Oh wait, I had the most selected. That's why. Because they're both very. He's very small. All right. Is that all his reaction does?
Yep.
All right. Then I will make the jump actually now. 30. Whoosh. All right. During this time, I will have Beta use her independent and quickened action because I believe. Oh, actually, they don't even have to use. All right, they will use their quickened action to get here instead. Wait, was that movement correct? 20. Sorry. Okay, can you fucking. Thank you. 40. All right, yeah, it is correct. All right, so with her 40, she'll get there. Then she will attempt to make a strike.
Could you perhaps have the dog here?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I accidentally grabbing all the wrong dogs. That won't count for a flank, but I'm okay with that. 12 to hit him? Or sorry, 30.
I
Not
was going to
12.
say, that doesn't look like a 12.
Sorry,
30
I
will
saw
hit.
the plus 12. All right.
30 will hit. He seems a little distracted. He doesn't seem bothered by you. But like
That's fine.
as he slashes, he's like, no, that wasn't right.
All right. I quickened. I did all the other things. I leapt. Suppose I can bite now. Or not bite, but strike with my knife in my mouth. I will attempt to do that. Leaping doesn't count towards map, I believe. So
Nope.
27.
27 will hit.
Oh. Right. And oh fuck, I forgot to do one thing. So I'll do it at the end of my turn. I will hunt prey.
Okay.
It
Anything
did not-
else?
No. Nothing else. That's all of my thing, and I will remove all my quicken buffs.
All right.
All right.
Shen.
Shen will sort of crack his neck and just say, "Remember, you asked for it." He is going to enter crane stance because he is a bird man, and
A
then
fellow
he is
stance.
going. And then he is going to dash forward.
Okay.
I've got 2 actions. One of those actions is going to be a flurry with his crane wing.
Yep. Make sure you're targeting.
I believe that I am. That's a pretty bad miss as far as attacks
Very rough
go.
start. Do you want to use a hero point?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's a warm up.
Yeah.
And then we will do attack number 2, which is agile.
Ooh.
Because of a couple things coinciding, that is a hit.
All right. It is going to be a mere 7 damage.
Okay.
We're still in the warm up phase.
Yeah. He flinches from the blow.
All right, so that is a stance, a flurry. I've got one action remaining, and that last action is Shen is going to adopt a sort of an even lower stance, and his big peacock-like train on his coat, on his mirror robe, is going to fan out, and it is going to create a diversion against this guy.
Oh.
It has a +9 modifier
And
on
this
the
is against
roll.
his perception DC.
Yeah, so I assume that it will not work. I don't think that. I can do it on Foundry. I think. Sort of. Let's see.
All
Yeah,
right,
that seems
is-
unlikely to beat anybody's
that is going to fail.
DC. Well, worth a shot.
Okay.
Where'd he go?
All right. That should bring us back around to the Duelist, correct?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Can't believe you.
The Duelist did hit a creature,
Ow.
so could pull off that. I think what it's going to do is he is going to use Split the Sky.
Holy fuck.
What?
It's not as impressive as it sounds.
Okay.
But he's wielding his katana in two hands. He is going to definitely step to the side, and he's actually using a
Whoa.
stride action, so if anybody has anything that triggers off of that, they can use it.
I would absolutely love to disrupt this man
Go
with
for it.
stand still.
Ooh.
That'll hit, but not a crit.
Does it crit on a 30? Because he would have been in this space when it
It
happened.
does not crit on a 30.
Okay. Then we will simply punch him.
Okay.
Hey, this time the damage is actually average.
Then he will make a strike. As part of this, he'll make a strike against Pack. Doesn't have a
Okay.
+2 on this.
That's the second time he's done that.
Yeah, you know what? He's rolling again, because fuck that.
Take my hero point. I don't care.
Nope. I'm just pretending
Gosh.
that roll didn't happen. And
I didn't see it. Oh my god, it hits.
yes, it does. Okay.
You can edit the video, right?
This guy's
Yeah.
good.
Holy fuck. Okay.
20 points of slashing damage to Pack that time.
Ow.
Oh dear.
Thank god I'm a big dog.
Then he is going to go into a stance, and as he does so he slashes, cutting into Pack, and then very, agilely sheaths his blade and moves back into that stance he had when you tried jumping over him again.
Okay.
And that is all three of his
So-
actions.
Alright. Good to know.
Olivier.
Alright. Let's see here. Can I stand in this square right here? Or is that like right at the edge of the club?
If you want to give me an acrobatics check, you can stand in it.
You know, sure. I will attempt to move there.
Everybody, do not forget to put your courageous
There's
anthem
an acrobatic
buff
check
on
for
you.
you.
Okay, you managed to balance on the edge.
Excellent.
You move
All
up,
right.
your feet, your toes hanging over a little bit of the edge, like you're a diver preparing to leap off the end of the board.
Right.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not actually going to leap off. No worried about that. Instead, I will be targeting him, and I shall cast, how about a slow?
Okay.
Oh.
Like a fortitude save.
All right, got him selected.
Did we have rules about this spell?
Yep. Yeah. Anything that has slowing effects, I apply incapacitation to automatically, so I
Good
can
to know.
actually test out the creature.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
I'm
so
going to be
slowed one.
slowed one for 1 round.
Of course. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Yep.
Let
Everybody.
me pull up.
Yeah. If you
let me
want to
put up-
throw Courageous Anthem in the chat again, just so people can reapply its effect, it will then
Oh yeah,
be.
in the upper right, if you click the pencil when you highlight Courageous Anthem, you can change the rounds. So you can change it to 2 rounds left, and then it'll just stay there.
Ah, look at that. Yep, they got a
Okay.
little editing thing there.
Oh,
Wow.
I just got rid of it.
Awesome.
That's a 10-foot burst. That won't help. I should have done this earlier.
God, the people at Pathfinder or Foundry,
Foundry.
they know what they're doing. Well,
Does
to be
look like
fair,
that.
this is specifically the Pathfinder team event.
Okay. I didn't carry over my signatures. That one and that one. Okay.
I thought we checked everything. You should have
I
checked.
lied.
We had like 3 chances to check.
60-foot line. I'm not doing that because that would
Do it.
hurt my friends.
Do it,
Not
bro.
really
Creature
your
30 feet.
friends.
We will. 30 feet. All right. I need to move. So I will take a. I
Over
will
half
stride.
of them are just a
5
bunch of
feet.
mangy animals.
Hey!
I love animals. And then I will make this man
Burn.
fear the
God.
sun.
What the fuck?
Okay, another fortitude save. Ooh, this is a good one to
That's
throw
just-
against him. Let's see how it turns out.
Man, this is all I'm targeting now that I know.
Okay,
Okay.
he
Regular
is
failure.
dazzled for 1 minute.
I feel bad for this guy.
And that's it. That's 3.
Okay, Pack, it is your turn.
Hi. I totally forgot to do something last turn, so I'm going to start off with this.
Sure.
Omega, bite.
Oh, I have an option here. How
Alright.
many hit points does Omega have?
30.
This is AC 24. Not great.
His AC is the same as mine, yes. So I believe he doesn't get any weapon
excuse me.
bonus to his attack, but or like +1s is what I mean. So here we go. 31.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. He does 3 damage as he goes.
Okay. Blue's luck is insane, and it makes me not want to invite him back to these.
To be fair, you're also rolling really badly this session. I don't know why I'm even as Dumas right now. 1 second, let me switch to Pac. There we go.
Alright, so that goes
now I'm
through.
okay.
What else you got?
All right, now Beta's going to attack.
Okay.
Beta, swing. 24.
24, because he is off guard, that'll hit.
All right. This fucking build is working better than I'm expecting because these rolls are supposed to be lower. All right. He is now my hunted prey, which means my flurry now exists on this man.
Mhm.
30.
When you attack, when you strike him, he is going to
Okay.
strike you back.
Oh, fuck! It triggers on attacks. I thought you were fucking with me.
He gets a +2 to this roll. He's just going to keep using 2-hand here.
Mhm.
But I got to make a flat check to begin with because I am dazzled.
Yep. Success.
Good on the dazzled.
Yay.
Got you targeted. Here comes a strike.
Oof. Ouch.
What
Oh.
happened? Nothing
I don't
happened
know.
on my end. I guess I'm gonna roll again. Here
should.
comes a strike.
I didn't see that one either. I'm not kidding. Do it again.
Here comes a strike.
There you go. Oh, fuck.
Okay, we'll take it.
39?
I'm just imagining like.
So his blade again strikes out from the katana. It's almost like lightning leaping towards you as he lands a critical blow against you. Just as you leap at him, his blade's a little bit faster. Only
Ow.
deals 28 points of damage. Really cool.
Full damage.
God, this is...
All right, I have a very quick, unlikely question.
What's
Is Pack, by any chance, a Strix?
No.
Okay.
that? So
I am an
something
awakened
else
animal.
does happen when he gets a crit.
Oh.
Naturally.
So he strikes with you so fast, his blade is a blur, and before you even realize it, before like your teeth have even touched his flesh, his blade has returned to his sheath
Oh.
as he flows like water.
Oh, that's
Hell yeah,
so
I
cool.
love that. So,
That's so
I'm
cool.
going to now roll my damage.
Yes.
11.
Okay.
And these dogs don't stop barking. Let's bite again.
Okay, you're going to go for it again. He is also
Oh, yeah.
going to go for you. So he still has a
Hell yeah.
+2, and because of the way reactive
Please.
strike is worded, he gets his full bonus to this.
Oh yeah, please.
But he is still dazzled.
Yay.
Okay,
He'll
that's
fuck me
good.
up like I deserve.
Here we go, +2. Keep that in mind.
29.
All right, 29.
Not a
Yep.
crit.
So regular hit.
Oh.
17 points of
Guys,
damage.
I'm not. The pack ain't looking so hard. Pack leader's pretty rough right now.
All right.
I can't see your health bar. What do you got left?
I am down to 1/5 of my HP.
Do you have any actions remaining? You should have one more,
Yeah.
right?
I do. I have what is called condensed actions. Hell yeah.
That is another hit.
All right. Ouch. This guy hurts.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. The wound that he hit you with, when he hit you on his turn,
Oh god.
the wound didn't seem to, like, cut into your flesh. Like, you could feel the pain, but there was no bleeding or anything like that. Suddenly,
Oh.
as though brought on by the stress of your movement, the wound suddenly opens.
Oh.
And you take 2d10 damage.
What the fuck?
I think you threw the wrong
Kurosawa-
ability into the chat.
Yeah.
No, look
You
at
did
the
splits.
on a
Did you do the
success.
strides in the mix. Oh.
You guys didn't read the second
Oh.
sentence.
At the oh.
Oh.
Oh, weird.
I love that.
It's very Kurosawa, Seven Samurai sort of stuff.
Yes. As I'm just standing here, blood just starts to
Yep.
out of me.
Do you start using the Great Wolf Sif animations?
Oh yeah, I am limping on one foot. I am barely up, guys. I shouldn't
no.
be standing.
Oh dear.
The
I'm deeply
Duelist-
hoping that our bard or divine caster have healing prepared because I sure as shit don't. I'm a monk.
Hmm.
The Duelist, after that second strike against you, he's there. That felt much better. Shan,
Oh.
it is your turn.
Okay, I think I lose the quickened. I don't know why it's still on.
Yep, you did lose.
You
quickly.
have to right click it up there. Yeah.
No, I thought it was automatic.
It's weird that wasn't. But
That one wasn't, but some are. Yeah.
Well, I was planning on using this for a bigger sort of mega turn, but I think dire circumstances might require that I use this now. Shen is just going to say, all right, let's play rough. And he is going to use Inner Upheaval.
ooh, okay.
So he is going to. He already has a status bonus thanks to our Olivier, but this is going to cause his strikes to deal extra d6, let's say force damage, and hope he's not weirdly immune to that.
So he did move to get out of flanking with you, so he's no longer off guard.
Yeah, I considered possibly trying to like balance at the edge of this bridge here. I've got a pretty good acrobatics, but I feel like for one that just the inherent risk might be a little bit too much. And two, I've been in at least 2 combats with you where I've had a character stand at the edge of a bridge or a cliff and you just push me off and I critically fail on the push. So I'm going to not do that right now.
Sure.
And we're just going to hope.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's pretty good, all things
That is a
considered.
critical hit because of Inner Upheaval.
Wonderful. Okay, so I hit the critical button and Foundry will know what to do, right? It's
Yep.
not going to do like weird stuff.
Nope.
Yeah.
You've got
Okay.
all the effects applied, so hitting the crit should cover all of it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
26 points of damage. So, that actually will not finish him off. So I will take the damage normally. I was about to say I might just give him, I might trigger his Endless Ferocity, because there's one thing I still have to test.
Hell yeah.
But he is still standing after your thunderous blow. He stumbles slightly. The first time you've maybe seen him lose his composure before he gathers himself.
Does he have any reactions against me?
He does not, because he was
Okay.
unable to get back into his stance.
Wonderful. We're gonna do it again.
Alright, that is another hit, and it is guaranteed you'll deal enough damage to drop him to knock him out. So yeah, he's just going to drop to 1 hit point, trigger Relentless Ferocity, so that way I can test out the last of his stuff.
Yay.
Sure.
You have 2 actions remaining.
I do. I won't use them to keep pummeling him because there's more stuff that I want to do, and also I figure at least one more round of him doing stuff is probably useful. So I am going to, seeing how wounded our dear Wolven friend is,
Yay.
Shen is going to create a distraction. But a few things are going to come into play. He's going to use which one is it?
Is this the
Not
performance
distracting.
thing?
Acrobatic.
Lets
Yeah, he's going to use acrobatic performer to use acrobatics instead of his performance. Distracting
okay.
performance, which lets him create a diversion on behalf of an ally.
Okay.
And virtuistic performance to get a +1 circumstance bonus because it's dancing.
Well, now I want to know. I'm curious if the virtuistic performance applies when you aren't rolling performance.
You have to.
It applies when making a certain type of performance, not when you make
That's-
a perform check.
Oh.
If it's unclear whether the specialty applies, the GM decides. Let's see if I can. Where is it? Virtuistic. Yep.
I mean, I have it too.
There. When
Yeah,
making
yeah,
a certain
I
type of
pulled it up.
performance.
This is a dance.
Right, and you're using distracting performance as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll give it to you.
And I also have fascinating performance. So if he fails on or if I succeed on his check versus the DC, he becomes fascinated, but one.
But I
he
think
becomes
it has to be
fascinated
a
by me.
critical success if it's in combat.
If it's
yeah.
a critical, yeah, for fascinating. Okay,
Fascinating, bro.
so let's see. This acrobatics, is it going to have? How do I make it apply a circumstance bonus?
If you still have the
Oh,
option
sure.
that comes up when you do your rolls, it'll bring up like a screen or something. Ooh, that was
It
almost
did
a
not do
natural
it.
20.
But I will spend a hero point to re-roll it.
Okay, I was gonna say.
It's got one number in the natural 20. A 2.
What is it? Re-roll using a hero point.
Yep,
Oh, 12.
Okay, and that should be a 28. I don't know how to make it apply the thing.
and that is against his perception DC.
Yeah, it's against his perception DC to try to hide Pack
me-
and his will DC for fascinating performance.
Let me roll the dazzle check to see if he sees you.
Oh, come on now.
No, I'm joking.
Must we?
suppose- would be
That is
funny.
exactly a success with the 28.
Oof.
Okay,
Hell
so
yeah.
that means that Pack is hidden by the diversion.
Okay.
Specifically to Stormblade, not to everybody.
Pack, where did
Okay.
you go?
There's just a floating Omega.
So Pack, he's off
did you
guard to
do to
you,
him?
and he has to make a flat check if he wants to attack you DC 11 instead of 5. And then my last action, because that was just one to do, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, it is. It is just one. Let's demoralize. I'm not trained in this, but it's technically it is a third action one can do. Oh, it won't let me. What? There we go. Okay. That's all. Next.
Okay. That brings us back to his turn. He has slowed 1 this round. Fortunately, he wasn't
Oh.
stunned 1, or else he wouldn't have been able to use reactions. So what he's going to do is he's going to start off, since you just hit him with a crit, he is going to use a cleansing rain on you. So
What
with
the fuck?
blood on his katana from the wounds he inflicted on Pack, he suddenly flicks his blade out, and the blood, he flicks it with such ferocity, with such speed, that he flicks the blood off of it into your eyes. And so I need you to
Oh.
attempt a reflex save.
Oh, that's less cool.
I'm just gonna put this in.
Right. That
Oh, it
is
doesn't.
a
Okay.
fail. So you also, like him, are now dazzled. Oh, but you know what? He probably
Okay.
had to make a dazzle check to do that in the first place.
What was it that dazzled him?
A spell.
Yeah, I cast a spell that dazzled him for a minute.
Gotcha.
Feel the sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, a 9 should make it though.
Yep. 9 will make it, and then he will go once more. He'll go back into his gathering storm stance, sheathing his katana as he does so, preparing himself to strike.
Giving up?
No.
I know, I'm just teasing.
Thanks, guys. That was cool. Don't kill me.
All right,
All right.
very good.
Vorthus, he only had 2 actions, so that does mean we are back to your turn.
All right. I'm within 30 feet, I believe. Let me double check.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Yes.
Let's start with that. The ground crumbles beneath your feet, and you begin plummeting towards the rushing waters below.
Oh no.
He's so fast. I didn't even see him attack the cliff.
Right?
You can
He can
make
cut
a
through
check.
solid stone.
You
This
can
guy's
make a
good.
check to grab an edge or something else if you would like. Otherwise, we're gonna say it's a 20-foot drop into the waters.
Reflect, I believe, to grab the edge, if I recall.
Yep.
Right,
Or
there you go.
acrobatics.
Reflect is 1 better. And I do have Courageous Anthem still going, technically, so let's
Yep.
go.
Okay, you successfully grab an edge.
Alright. Guess I might have to spend an action getting myself up. Oh. Oh. I mean, it's not a problem. The one thing I wanted to do to turn in 1 action anyway. So,
Oh, okay.
I want to move over to here anyway.
Okay. So it was probably as you turned to pivot, you maybe turned a little too sharply. Your feet slipped off the
Yep.
edge. You grabbed it, managed to pull yourself up. You got
Yep.
1 action to pull yourself up, 1 action to move, 1 action remaining.
Alright, and my last action, I wish I could come up with something off the top of my head, but I cannot, I'm afraid. But I will use Bomb Up.
Ah, okay.
It'd be
Maybe
so
I'll be-
funny if your last action was to just shoot him. Just
No,
a pure Indiana Jones moment.
I mean, I could do that, but I wanna do this. Like, I might mention, like, your shoelace is untied or something, you know?
Ah, I'm wearing sandals.
I'm not wearing diamonds.
That is a success. So he falls for it for a second. He's like, wait, I'm wearing sandals. Also,
Yep.
hey, thanks to Sheratos for stopping by in the chat.
Yeah.
You missed the lineup. We have Shen, the Strix monk. Blue is playing Pack, the awakened animal ranger, along with his animal companions and familiar. We have a bard played by Vorthus, and then we have a Hunger Seed oracle played by Dinnerman.
Mm.
So that is the lineup. And speaking of which, it is Dinnerman's turn.
You might want to add a
Okay.
Bomb Up on him. I think I can't do it, apparently.
It was a regular success.
He has no weaknesses. This will be fun. I'm sure Will is fine, but I do really like the spell. I'm going to give him a Crisis of Faith.
Okay.
What the
He's
fuck?
got a penalty right now. You have to choose which one it is. He doesn't cast divine
Wait.
spells, I can tell
Oh,
you
right,
that.
yeah. I figured not, yeah.
Oh.
Critical success, even with bond mode.
Cool. And last action, I will... Where is it? Cast Shield.
My will is
Nice.
unshakable.
Okay.
All right, Pack.
I don't care if your fucking will's unshakable. I bite.
Okay. I am going to reactive strike I have to make a
Uh-oh.
check because you're hidden.
E.
So DC 11. Use a villain point.
No.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. And he dies. The end.
Wasn't meant to be.
Teamwork game.
Yeah. I won't even lie. Even though I got fucked up and I may have fucked him up, that guy was so fucking cool.
That was very cool.
It was very cool.
All right.
The fu-
So that combat, we'll get into the discussion portion of this.
Yeah.
For people watching this, whether on YouTube or watching this now, this is a portion where we discuss the design of the creature, break down its components, its numbers, stuff like that, and discuss if anything needs to be adjusted. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to let my guys see the creature, they can access the sheet and stuff. However, if that is not to your interest, I want to thank you for stopping by, and hopefully we will see you next time.
Monsters that you.
Now, for everybody still hanging out, let me
Yeah.
configure ownership. So, few notes. This combat lasted 2 rounds because
Yes.
Blue could not roll below a 15, and
I was rolling so fucking hot, bro.
and because Shen rolled a natural 20. Was that a natural 20 or was it just a
Yeah.
critical hit?
I think it was a nat 20.
Okay. So taking that into consideration, first impressions for the guy who only lasted 2 rounds, technically.
Flow like water is the exact ability I was hoping he would have, because I was like, all right, so Ayajutsu, put the sword away. You generally only get the 1 strike, but the double strike, yes.
That's the split the sky, right?
So
No, split the sky is where he hits you, and then a turn later you explode with more
Okay.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
Flow like
Yeah,
water
flow like
is
water.
when he
Yeah.
crits, he can use Gathering Storm Stance and then gains an extra reaction that can only be used for reactive strikes.
Which is
Yeah.
Gathering Storm lets him do when you attack him.
Yep.
Yeah, so he
I
basically draw, swing, sheath, draw.
I think it was a
basically.
really good encapsulation of this archetype of character. I
Mhm.
think maybe his AC should have been a little bit higher, or Gathering Storm stance should have
So here's the
increased his
thing.
AC on circumstance or something.
So that's why I want to mention the numbers, because you guys were rolling insanely, because he has a
Yeah.
high AC.
Does he?
Yeah, 25
Yeah.
for a
25?
level 7 creature is a high armor class.
Yeah,
I
that
have
sounds about
24
right.
AC.
That's what do I.
24 as well.
Yeah.
I see 25, but I've also been seeing weird numbers this whole time. His attacks on what I saw were consistently 2 points lower than what you guys kept saying they were.
So that was part of the Gathering Storm stance. Additionally,
Yeah.
the last sentence. Second to last. Additionally, the
I'll
duelist gains a
never learn how
+2
to read.
circumstance bonus on attack rolls made as part of a reactive strike.
Ah.
So
Yep.
we were
Mhm.
applying that after the effect.
Right.
All right, so first impressions are good. Before we can get into numbers here and actually discuss those if you guys want.
And also,
Oh, yeah.
remember, guys, I have my courageous anthem on you guys, so you all effectively had a +1 to hit for the whole
Yeah,
fight.
no, we
And he
had
was
some.
dazzled, but dazzled actually didn't do anything, so never mind.
I mean, Bard
That's
is not like an uncommon class either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I love playing Bard.
Not even trait wise, like people play that shit all the time.
Yeah, all the time in second
Based
edition.
on- Yeah. Now, I admit I wasn't anywhere even close to being hit by this guy, but based on me seeing his abilities, they were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I only
Um,
wish he had crit me.
Did you
What
have
happens if he crits
something-
you?
In response to that,
Yeah, it's the same reason why I asked if Pack was a crit. Have a ancestry feat. That's the word. Strix Vengeance
Oh,
as a
right.
reaction once per 10 minutes when I or Strix ally I can see are damaged by a critical hit. Basically, until the end of your next turn, I get an extra 2d6 damage
yeah.
on
Ah.
on
No,
all
he ended up-
strikes.
He ended up focusing fire on Pack a
Pack.
little bit just because Pack was the bigger threat initially.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh.
Big wolf
Big.
with many
Fun-
other wolves of various sizes.
Yeah. We could talk about that later. But no, this dude was dude's so fucking cool.
Mhm.
Again, the flow like water was exact because I was thinking, oh, maybe he should get a second reaction because it looks like he's getting burst down. But then you had it, and I'm like, oh, yes.
The only other
Also,
thing I
him
could think. Go ahead.
rolling poorly was
Yeah.
just an issue because this guy clearly is kitted out. It just wasn't. It just wasn't rolling in your favor.
Nope. I rolled what, like 3? I rolled. I don't know. I rolled like
You
8
rolled
rolls
3
that
misses.
were below an 8.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did he actually have a ferocity ability, or did you just give him that for the sake of lasting another round?
That was for the sake of lasting another round.
Gotcha.
Some of BB's bosses. I don't know if it's all of them, but some of BB's bosses kind of get shredded.
I just wanted to check.
Depending on how the
Yeah.
rolls go. I need to throw that
Yeah.
on them sometimes. All right, so getting into the actual numbers, we'll skip discussing attribute modifiers because they don't matter. He has a high perception.
Yeah. I love
This
that.
is to help him in. So one of the ways I wanted to design this guy was so that GMs could use him in like an actual duel, like that with a dueling subsystem.
Mm,
Mm.
smart.
That's so funny. I literally just learned about those this week.
Yep.
That's so
And those mainly make use of stuff like perception and intimidation and deception. Deception I wasn't as keen on for this type of character, so I focus a little bit more on those, which is also why he uses a high intimidation. He has a
His
moderate
physical
acrobatics.
strength is very high.
Was that?
I'm noting his strength attribute is very high.
Yeah, because katanas aren't finesse.
What?
Katanas are not finesse. They are strength-based weapons.
Yep.
Who made that decision?
Paizo.
And why did they make it? That's crazy.
His
I mean, do you
acrobatics
really
and
want-
athletics are both moderate. And then he has nature and society. He also has, I forgot to put it on there on this sheet, but on the actual sheet he has performance, and those are all low.
Mhm.
Armor class, like I said, is high.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I
Saving
do notice
throws.
it's only moderate for his attack, though. I am seeing that.
I
no,
still
no,
wonder
Let me
about the
double check.
AC.
No, 18
I
is
think
high
no.
for level
Okay.
7.
Okay, no, man, I was looking at level 8 for some reason.
18 reflex is high for level 7. He's got a moderate wisdom, and then a low fortitude. Hit points, level 7. I have him using the high end of moderate. And then, as I said, strikes are high. But when he uses his Gathering Storm stance, they go all the way up to extreme.
Yeah.
Now, damage-wise, his katana's damage is normally low because it's 2d6 plus 8.
Yeah.
It is high when he's using it in 2 hands.
2-hand draw is a thing.
Mhm.
Yep, 2-hand draw is a thing. That is what he did mostly because he had a big wolf attacking him. So he's like, oh, I cannot be doing this one-handedly.
Sorry.
And then,
I'm
just as an option, he does have a composite longbow that still has a high attack bonus, but deals low damage. So,
Hell yeah.
Warren, you aren't content with these numbers. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna push for an AC of at least 26. You've got a 3-point range before you actually get to the extreme value of 28. There's a 2-point gap in the high AC between levels 7 and levels 8. It goes from 25 to 27. And also, like I had what I assume is going to be the normal martial attack bonus of plus 15 at this level, which means that it's a 50% chance to hit him, which is noticeably no, it's higher than that. It's a 55% chance.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Well, it is supposed to
And
be
we're a
an
level
easy
below.
encounter, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say, perhaps, maybe just during Gathering Storm stance.
See, I'm worried
He just
about
gets a
putting
+1.
even more stuff into Gathering Storm stance.
It's pretty big. It's pretty
Right.
big. It could do a lot.
What
What
do
is
the
it?
rest of you feel about going up to 26? I mean, I can be convinced of it. He only uses a moderate armor class,
I mean,
or moderate hit points.
I might be okay.
He's kind of
Again,
built
I
on
know
a
you're.
soldier who normally have high armor class and high hit points, but I only went for moderate because I was worried like he's a little bit more of a glass cannon with
Is
his
there
strike stuff.
is there any abilities that have like second wind in second edition? Like
It's just like
is it
a one-time heal.
well, not maybe a one-time heal, but like something where he's just like, all right, I'm getting fucked up. Let's lock in. And then
Yeah,
he just heals.
that's a barbarian thing, I think.
Yeah. Well,
You're thinking of renewed vigor.
yeah, maybe something like that where he's just like, all right, well, I got fucked up, time to lock in, and then he just, one action heal that he gets once per day or whatever. Just, something to keep him going.
Or even
Because
Well,
just
if
like
there's the
temporary
monk
hit points.
harmonized self, which it doesn't boost you, but it does heal you for an action. I was gonna suggest maybe bring his AC up to 26, possibly even 27, but in Gathering Storm stance, he takes a circumstance penalty to his AC.
I mean, he's technically not leaving himself open. It's just
But he sort of is, and it incentivizes people to attack him.
Okay, what about
That's
what
fair.
about the what about adding the parry trait to his weapon just as another passive? Because isn't
Well,
that something a lot more
if he uses Gathering Storm stance, he's not getting much. He can't really use
Use add
the
a
parry
parry.
trait as well.
Mm,
you can't parry with the sword shield or sheath.
Yeah. One issue with my suggestion of the off guard, not of the off guard, of the high AC goes down with Gathering Storm is I set a circumstance penalty, which is also the same that flanking is, which might get confusing.
Why don't we just give him another passive ability like Stance Master, and when he's in a stance, he just gets a bonus to his AC?
Yeah.
I would be more keen on giving him a like temp HP single action ability that gets like a cooldown or something.
I was thinking
Ooh.
the second win, but it just gives temporary HP instead of healing.
Yeah,
I don't know if that
temporary
particular-
My
HP
Stormblade Duelist
comes
from AFK.
back. Ooh. He's been there for a while. If he triggers flow like water, it comes back. Because you have to crit on that.
Um,
Welcome back, Stormblade.
It could trigger off of just crits in general, like that would refresh it or maybe. But yeah, it could be something like let me see, just looking at his abilities here, like cut through the rain, with the idea that he cuts out all other like distractions and focuses on himself and gets temp HP from that for a second.
Yeah. Maybe the temp HP only lasts like a round or two as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
until the
very
end of his
limited
next
amount.
turn.
Yeah.
It also gives him another action he can do. Because that was one of the things I was worried about design-wise was like, okay, he's always going to want to spend an action on Gathering Storm stance, so I need to make sure he has some other options he can do on his turn.
Well,
And
here's something I thought. Maybe something like sudden charge, because I know the classic visual of the samurai like charging
Split the
and
Sky
doing
is a
that thing.
stride and strike as two actions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do they also take damage on their turn, or only on the other turn? sorry, do they
So
also-
Split the Sky, you attack and hit. Then on the next turn, it does 2 weapon die damage. So it
does
deals
double,
damage. Yeah, it deals damage first time, and then it deals damage just additionally the next time.
Okay.
Yep, just the
I
dice
can't
though.
read.
When you fucking hit me with that didn't seem right. I thought you were just commenting on the fact that I was like, oh, that damage was low.
Alright, so I'm going to do Cut Through the Rain. And we'll put the Concentrate action on this. Whoops. Alright. the Duelist focuses casting aside all distractions and steadying himself. The Duelist, here we go. Until the start of his next turn, the Duelist, should it be a roll of the dice or should it be a flat number?
Until start.
Maybe die
Uh,
plus a number. What is he level?
He's
7?
level
mean, if it's-
7.
I mean, it could just be a daily thing. Like maybe twice. I don't know how many abilities in this game have dailies, but I know some probably do.
I was going to make the cooldown. I was going to go with your idea and make it based on getting critical hits.
Oh, okay.
But how much temp HP are we thinking?
Oh.
Oh, you know what? What they
10.
it should probably just go off of how regeneration and stuff work. Look at the high damage value on the strike table.
I was just gonna say 10.
I am back. Sorry for
Welcome
cutting
back.
in the middle of that.
I can't believe you left.
All right, so
What
high
have we
strike
established?
damage. So I am right now designing the cut through the rain action. It is a single action with the concentrate trait. Until the start of his next turn, the duelist gains X amount of temporary hit points. The duelist cannot use this action again until he gets a critical success on a strike.
Looking at the high damage, that would be an average of 20. With, I think you said it's only moderate AP for him, right?
Yeah.
What
Could
is
you,
high-
you said that the cut through rain is what's the recharge on it?
Getting a critical success on a strike.
Could you give him the harmonized self focus spell, which either heals for 8 per rank starting at rank 2, or lets you attempt to cure poison or disease, and regain a focus point every time he crits? If you make it, if he's level
how much does
7,
harm
that would make
myself
his.
heal?
It heals. It's a rank 2 focus, and it heals for 8 with a heightened of +1 to increase the healing by 8. So if
So it'd be
he's
24
level
at
7,
his level.
yeah.
Alright, so looking
Maybe
at his HP,
maybe
that would-
16 then. Maybe level 3 for that because 24.
What do you guys think of
That's
this?
a lot of sustain.
So that would basically give him effectively the low end of high hit point when he uses it.
After one use, it
effectively.
would give him the low end of high. Yep.
I kind of like this a little bit more than using the focus spell variant.
I kind of do as well because it's
Damn.
It's just more to track.
Well, and I also kind of like the concept of this being somebody that is entirely focused on like the blade, and less mystical stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's fair. Maybe there can be a mythic version of this dude and he gets it as a free action or something.
Yeah.
Just make him scary.
I mean, I am totally down for having like higher level Stormblade duelists because I'll tell you the truth. The reason I went for 7, there's 2 facets to it. One, I was looking through NPCs, didn't notice a lot at level 7. I was like, well, let's fill that up a little bit. But the second and main reinforcing reason that I made the Stormblade duelist level 7 is because of the 7 Samurai.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I thought it might have been because a lot of marshals get brutal stuff at level 7. They get
Another fair
stupid strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so he has that to make him a little bit tankier instead of increasing his armor class. Is there any other numbers you guys think that we need to change?
Not really. I
The
think it was
saving throw, the saving throw felt good. Like you said, at a moderate will. That feels about right. Like, the low fortitude.
I think
Well,
the fortitude was perfect because
yeah.
I think the fortitude was perfect. Also, sure, he's old. That was fine for the meme of it, but it, it was great because knowing most of your monsters, I was going into this being like, oh, well, 40 is probably going to be stupid strong on every person that you ever bring in. And then we have these two people who are quote unquote not regulars, but they are. And like just bringing fortitude spells. I'm like, oh, okay.
I only have
That
one.
never happens.
I only had one fortitude spell. Only one.
I always try and get a nice mix of everything. But I
Yeah.
had like several. But a lot of mine were touch, so I'm like, I'm not going near that fucking guy.
Can you increase his HP to 126, which is a multiple of 7?
I don't like numbers that aren't divisible by 5 in the HP slot.
Ah,
I don't blame him.
We got to go up by so many multiples of 7 to reach the next divisible by 5.
Okay, so getting into his actual abilities, so yeah, his central ability is Gathering Storm Stance. If the duelist is wielding a katana, it can interact with stow it as part of this action without triggering reactions. While in this stance, the duelist adds or makes a strike against the duelist to the trigger of reactive strike, and can interact to draw his katana as a free action that doesn't trigger reactions when making a reactive strike. Additionally, the duelist gains a +2 circumstance bonus on attack rolls made as part of a reactive strike. After making a reactive strike or drawing its katana, the duelist exits this stance. So there's a lot in there. It's a little complicated. Does that all sound right to you guys?
does. So I'm
glad
have a.
it's not any bigger because converting this over is going to be a nightmare.
I say
for that.
funny.
I'm sorry.
Funny enough, I have a very similar type of ability for one of my NPC creatures. We're basically adding or make a strike against the creature. The trigger of reactive strike, and that's the only thing I gave it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like for like a level 14 character. I'm trying to make Suga from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So, and that's like one of his things is he goes into a special stance where he effectively counterattacks against any attack within range, obviously.
Yeah. So this
And it
just
doesn't even have.
changes. One of the main things this does, it just because like normally, you can even reactive strike against range strikes made against you. So this just makes it any strikes made against you he can react to. And obviously, I wasn't super worried about you guys all being casters because I was like, well, if they are all casters, I did ask Warren to build a marshal just so that I could use like his actual thing where he makes a strike against somebody that strikes him, and then Blue ended up doing that.
I wanted to play a necromancer, and the necromancer thralls make strikes, and I was still shot down.
Well, part of that was
Listen.
because we don't have the necromancer in Foundry.
Yes, but I choose to be indignant.
Not fair. Can't argue with that at both.
For readability's sake,
Yes.
I think that Gathering Storm Stance should have double quotes instead of single quotes on or makes a strike against the duelist.
Okay. Sure. That's super minor, so I'm just going to adjust it on the actual sheet and not on this. Not on Foundry.
That's fine.
All right. Anything else in there? Like, is there anything that sounds confusing to you guys? Anything seems off?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Good.
I think it's a simple enough design in what it does, but is still cinematically very cool, which makes it a successful monster.
Good.
Agreed.
All right. So that's Gathering Storm. Split the Sky. So Stride and Strike, 2 actions, and he gets extra damage at the end of the creature's next turn. Does that seem good? Anything else you guys want to add or change about that?
No, that one's fine.
Okay. I did think about having it be like persistent bleed damage. Was like, I think that's less cool.
Yeah.
Does he do anything bleed wise? Because with the idea of like, Samurai
you should
and
have
Sanjuro and that.
Yeah. If it matters so much potentially for the bleed effect, you could have it. This effect doesn't work on creatures who cannot bleed. because that's not often going to be the case
Yeah,
with player characters.
that's
But
more
if someone brings a
future-proofing.
skeleton, yeah,
It's more future-proofing that, I don't know. The
One-
reverberations cause the skeleton's bones to crack more.
It's also arguably way funnier if he's just a good enough samurai that he makes the skeleton still have the
the bone
blood
marrow
spray.
explodes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I personally would do, this is more based on him being called a Stormblade duelist. He's got a lot of storm-based abilities or named abilities. Yeah, I would give him his katana the Thundering rune. I know he's level 7 at the level 8 rune. I know that, but it just
Yeah, I
seems
can't.
so
I cannot, in good
dramatic.
conscience, add that to a level 7 creature.
Right. That is why I keep arguing we need to have lesser versions of those runes.
Um,
Level
he
4 runes that deal 1d4 elemental damage, and that's it. No crit effect.
he used it successfully. It didn't really have any impact because the guy that he used it on did not act before it happened. But cleansing rain, you guys like that? I was worried.
Yeah.
Great
And-
for me.
Go on.
I was worried that the concept was like, is this too dishonorable for a samurai to do? Just I was like, it feels kind of cool.
Listen, if we're going to start talking about potential real life honor samurai, as soon as they got guns, they shot the shit out of out of people.
Oh yes, and they would also cut down people to test out swords. But we're talking fantasy samurai.
But no, fantasy
I
samurai.
think this is very cool. Split the Sky doesn't particularly. Let me read it again. Yeah, it doesn't particularly have anything to do with bleeding. That one stipulation about blood makes more sense on this one.
Yes.
Like, if you cut something, you can't flick blood if it doesn't have it. So I think
Right.
this is a good place for that.
More future proofing.
Yeah, and then the only other thing, because we came up with cut through the rain together, the only other thing then is obviously its reactive strike, which I just copied the basic text of reactive strike, and then it can only use reactive strike with its katana.
Not with the
That's fine.
longbow.
Correct. Or unarmed. He's not trained to
Creature
do so.
within reach uses and manipulate action by range.
Yeah, so this is just basic reactive strike stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously the last thing was flow like water. The duelist throws a critical success on a strike made with its katana. The duelist uses Gathering Storm Stance and gains the next reaction until the start of its next turn that can only be used for reactive strikes. So reactive strike should be plural there. Or should be for a reactive strike. But alright. Anything you guys feel like I should add? Or are we good to go with this guy?
I think it's good to go. I think it's a solid design.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think so. I mean, I think he got 30-foot move speed, with slightly faster than normal, but I make perfect sense for a samurai.
Yes. Yep, that's
When
what I
you
was
started
thinking.
this out with him just standing up and then demoralizing, I was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be scary."
Yeah,
you wasted a turn getting up from prone. That scared me.
I wish
action.
His intimidation roll had been better.
I do too.
I wish a lot of his rolls had been better.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think
if
he'll
they
do
were-
now.
Where
If they
we
were
Scale
roll
pack,
him up.
really well.
if they were a pack, might have gone down.
Oh, yeah.
Scale him up to like level 15 and just throw him at us tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
The true inheritor of the Stormsire. Come to collect his
Ooh.
blade.
Well, the Stormsire is not a katana.
But the blade in his eye was, well, no, it wasn't a katana, but
Does the Stormsire even have a sheath? I mean, the thing was just sticking in that creature's eye.
yep.
The eye of the Stormblade, the sheath is currently Edward's glove.
But thanks
Alright.
you to everybody. We're just prattling at this point. Thank you to everybody that came out to watch this on Twitch or are watching this in the future on YouTube. We should be back next week to test out a new monster. We will have our regulars, Shy and Decaf, with us. We miss them this time. I miss them this time. They don't roll as good as Blue. I'm going to stop inviting Blue to these if he keeps rolling like this. So, hopefully, we'll see you
The
around
spirit
next
of Gatsu
time.
lives within all of my characters.
Apparently.
He actually banned one of my characters where I'm not allowed to bring them back.
You're not allowed to bring him back as a giant instinct barbarian. That's
That's the only thing he can be.
You can be anything
Mm,
else.
skill issue.
Nope.
Just in the
Skillet?
opposite direction.
Yeah, I'm suffering from success. I'm
Anyway.
DG Khaled.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe, be good. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Bye, stream.